Oh yeah, Sexy Biscuits. Nice.
Long Boy Blues, 1975. Using girls on the rise. Reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends. But Long Boys Blues, 1975.
Welcome to another comparison video and the final video in the series where I compare Streets of Rage against Final Fight. And basically this is Final Fight 3 versus Streets of Rage 3. Safe to say that these are the two, side-scrolling beat-em-ups, two-player beat-em-ups simultaneous that went head-to-head on both systems. Obviously, Final Fight came out based off the arcade on the original Super Famicom. I had that version. It wasn't very good. It wasn't very good. I mean, we liked it at the time, but one player, really, missing a character. And then, obviously, Streets of Rage came out as an answer to that, and, taste is subjective, but was clearly the better game. Better music, two-player, simultaneous, better story. And, yeah, this then obviously pushed, I guess, Capcom to then release Final Fight 2, which after kind of the balls where it was Final Fight Guy, I guess, was their kind of answer to, fixing all the problems having simultaneous two-player action. And yeah, so that was much better than the original Final Fight. It's a really, really, really good game. Obviously there is no arcade port. Streets of Rage 2, however, absolutely wiped the floor with it. Taste is subjective, as I previously said, and will no doubt say numerous times in this video, but absolutely wiped the floor with it, and is generally considered to be the greatest side-scrolling two-player beat-em-up of that era. Then this came out in 1995, which was obviously, I guess, very late in the SNES or Super Famicom's life span, but was, I guess, their answer to Streets of Rage 3 that came out a year before. Why am I doing this one first? Well, because F comes before S in the alphabet. So anyway, it's set a year after the previous game, Final Fight 2, and you return from abroad training because you're a guy, and basically you got rid of the Mad Gear Gang. But obviously what happens when you get rid of these people? Well, you create a vacuum and someone else comes along and fills their place, which is the Skull Cross Gang, which apparently are even worse. Are we learning? Have we not learned anything from many of the great wars throughout history? What you should have done was struck a deal with Mad Gear. Just say, I don't know, don't be complete bastards and don't nick my family, and maybe we can work something out. Anyway, so let's get into it. So once again, this is two-player, simultaneous. They had to obviously go with that again. I mean, I don't know, why did they never, I personally would have I don't know why I raised my voice then, personally would have thought they at some point maybe release a simultaneous two-player version of the original game with all three characters. Right, anyway, so we'll just go with it. So you can play as Guy. Look, his shoulders are massive and his head's tiny. It's like he's been drawn by Rob Liefeld. Or you can go with Hagar, and Lucia, she's new, and so's Dean. We're going with Guy, obviously. So now, are there, you could take different routes or stuff like that? I'm not sure. Anyway, time in the middle, arrow telling you where to go. It's nice graphics. Jump, punch. And it's not taking any energy off me this time. It's on a separate key. And my health is top left along my number of lives. Very nice music, as you would expect. Right. Oh, are they flowers? What do they do? Bouquet. What, do I eat them? Do they restore my life through the medium of romance? That's a bit of an odd one. There we go. I always... Every version, it's like his leg becomes 2.5 foot longer when he flank kicks. I've got a power gauge bottom left hand corner, so is that the elements where it's similar to Street Fighter? This looks really nice. This looks really nice. Is it a massive step above the second one? I don't know. How does it compare back to Streets of Rage 3? Well, we'll have to wait and see, won't we? Controls are nice and tight. Yoink. I can't remember, was there a limit to how many people could be on the screen at the same time? I don't know. If you had even these games, I'd like to know what you thought, but I mean, all I remember from back in the day, and granted in 1995 I was in Japanese PlayStation town, but generally the consensus was, well, Final Fight 2 is considered an amazing game. I think Final Fight 3 is kind of forgotten, but People just remember Streets of Rage games as being just better. Again, not really fair because they got Final Fights on Super Famicom out, didn't they, as a launch game, you know, to sell the system, I guess. Well, it came to mine at launch anyway. So, I mean, limitations of the cartridges available at the time, the amount of time they had to make the game, these probably all, you know, factored into it being pretty pants. I mean, I liked it. I liked it at the time, don't get me wrong, but even I was like, there's a massive amount of slowdown, where's, you know, simultaneous two-player, and why are we missing a bloke? And like I said, when Streets of Rage came out on the Mega Drive, it was like, look, 3 blokes, and you can both fight at the same time. Oh, and by the way, it's got music that's not just better than the Super Famicom version of, well, Super Famicom Final Fight. It's going to go down in history as some of the greatest video game music of all time. And that it did. Right, so, what's the deal with his claws? It doesn't matter now, he's dead, isn't he? Right, isn't that sweet guitar solo? Either that or someone's torturing an animal. I mean, it is Final Fight, isn't it? It's just Final Fight with bells and whistles, pretty graphics, no slowdown as of the moment. If you want it, another player, but you can dress it up all you want, it's Final Fight. I mean, you can say the same as Streets of Rage, but to me the Streets of Rage games seem to have more of a progression. Oh, alright, that music's not so hot now. How do I do a super move? I don't know how I do. I don't know how I do a super move. Is it all 3 buttons? No, it's not. Oh well. So there is a Street Fighter super move element in it. I just don't know how to do it. I can press both buttons at the same time as well. Oh, did it? How did I do it? I don't know. Questions for life. Find out how long. I did it. How did I do it? Got my gauge down is what I'm trying to say. You can press both buttons at the same time and do that, but it does give you a button. That's nice. Kind of pointless, but nice. Okay. Did it raise? I don't think it raised my health. Always nice that you can throw people while not dropping your melee weapon. Right, and also obviously, I forgot, but he still does the, look, here's the health and the name of the individual twatting, you know. Gives you a level of connection. Sorry, G. Just caved your nonce in. Right, oh, from the hair. It's got to leave a mark. It is very nice graphics. I would have liked a bit beefier sound effects. Not necessarily when I'm punching, they're fine, but when I'm hitting them with the exhaust pipe, you know, more metallic sounding twangs or twatty noises. Right, boss. Yay! The perspective is all weird. So what it? Oh, does it improve my strength or something? All right. That's not the classiest of moves, is it? Come here. No. Yeah, something like that. Oh yeah. Oh, I have no idea why I said that. What was the cartoon character who said that? Oh, it was a Bumblebee Man. So it was a Simpsons character. Oh, you got a dash? And you got a backwards dash? That works. Oh look, he's called Dave. And I got a super. So it's Super Dave. Wow. He can get good air for such a chunky dude. Oh no, his health goes down the other way. Interesting. How you miss me. Pile drive. Alright. Alright, he's gonna beat me up now. I get some of that in your life. Are you gonna do it? Yoink! Oh, that's level 1. So this is standard difficulty setting. Looks nice. Tight controls. Sounds nice. It's a bit, I don't know, shrill. But we're only one stage in. Bonus stage? Nope. Nice cutscenes. Once the battle had been won, it quickly became clear that the riot was simply a smoke show. Oh yeah, there's a riot, you had to go and fight. The Skull Cross Gang head staged the riot to keep the police busy. They freed one of their leaders from prison. Oh, you sneaky smart bastards. And also not so smart police officers. Right, so anyway, that's the bloke I could have played as. Sorry about before. There just wasn't time to explain. Well, you weren't there, to be fair. My name is Dean. And I used to be just another fighter on the street. Fighter circuit. Right. Most of these characters have been Street Fighter at this point, but I'm pretty sure Ian, or Alpha, or anything like that. But when I refused to join the Skullcross, because he can model. Alright, can I skip? Skip to the end. Right. Right, so it's the same city, obviously, it's Metro City. Poor City never gets a chance, you know. Nunchucks! That dude's seriously lacking colour. What's he doing, mate? I work nights, seriously, I know you have to do it. Yeah, this city just gets pounded and pounded and pounded. That guy's name was Dirk. I thought you should know that. So what do I do with a gauge? Please, people, by all means, tell me what to do with the gauge. I do like this nunchuck. Are there less people on screen if it's two players simultaneous? Do they have to do that, you know, to keep the speed up, or do they just go with full slowdown? I can't play with anyone else because, you know, it's stupid o'clock in the morning and Billy No Mates. Oh, look at that! So that's a super attack. Oh, don't nick my nunchucks. I can't get back. How do I? I'm assuming the super attack does the same thing, even without nunchucks. Now, I'm playing as my GXE Retro Arcade Mini HD tabletop thingy. So, yeah, I'm playing with the world's worst pad, but look, full on. I do like that. Was there a dash in the second game? Anyway, right, this is alright. I'm quite liking this. I mean, it's a year or so after Streets of Rage 3, so possibly they would have had to turn on all the bells and whistles with the graphics, you know, to go, hey kids, look, you know, we're competing. Nice little blur effect there when they do that. So, let's bang in Streets of Rage 3, which I'm going to play on my Mega Drive Mini, because it's hacked and it's on there, but I'm going to try and stick the ratio of the screen to match this, because I can't change this to 4:3, so, you know, even though I hate this ratio, that's the way we're going. Look, we can go up. Nice. Anyway, let's bang in Streets of Rage 3. So here we go with Streets of Rage 3, running on my Mega Drive Mini, released in 1994. Now, obviously, this is the Western release, hence the fact that it's called Streets of Rage and not Bare Knuckle, because it's censored compared to the Japanese release, because a number of the characters that were deemed offensive to the West. Isn't there a bloke in Assless Chaps or something? I don't know, I can't remember. I did a gameplay of the Japanese version years and years and years and years ago, but again, I wanted to do this as a comparison to Final Fight 3. Granted, as I said, F becomes before S in the alphabet, is why I'm doing it this way, but because these are the two main fighters on these systems that went head to head, and how well did the third one hold out? Right, so let's get into it. So look, music, Yuzio Koshiro, again, so you know you're in for a real treat. Lots of people consider this to have the best music. Anyway, Mr. Big's back, and he's got a company that makes cybernetics or robots or something. He's hiding behind that, but also using it to make robots to take over the city again or something. I don't know. No, it's a great game, but this is my least favourite one. Obviously, you're expecting it to be simultaneous two-player. Right, so we got Axel, who has regressed to being 12 and looks like Corey Feldman from the Goonies. You got Blaze, that now looks even older. What's happened to all these people? Skate, who is new, is he? I don't know. This guy's definitely new. Yeah. Now, why didn't they put the other previous guy in? I don't know. But they've all got attributes and stuff like that, as you would expect. And we're going to go with Axel. So, sprites are bigger, bad guys are bigger, everything's bigger in this. Right, I don't know how well it, you know, sold compared to the previous two games. I know it was really well received, but a lot of people were just expecting kind of, I don't know, something more along the lines of Streets of Rage 2 again. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But, you know what, fair dues, they try something different. Right, so, I've got bollock hugging jeans on, which means he makes that noise not because he's trying to intimidate people, but because, you know, that's what happens when you try and do martial arts and bollock hugging genes. Lots of people on the screen. I mean, this level's quite dull, to be fair, compared to the first stage of Final Fight. We are early days yet, I know that. And the bad guys are cool and everything, but they're certainly a tad smaller. Right. But I think we can all agree. Listen to that music. Oh, ow, ow. Listen to that. I don't like my button layout. My special super whammy fist thing is on the first button, which takes my health. But it's so satisfying. So who knew that would be such a long wait for a true sequel to this? Because obviously, dependent upon when I make this live, my last Streets of Rage video I did was Streets of Rage 4, which is fantastic. But yeah, you know, an IP of Sega's that kind of languished, like, just in limbo for so long. I mean, it was going to be, what was the one on the Saturn or the PlayStation? It was a 3D fighter, I forget, I've got it, but it's not a Streets of Rage game anymore. And then obviously, that just never happened. And then obviously there's Streets of Rage Remake, which is not, well, it's if I got pulled down, didn't I? I have it on my modded Xbox, which is, you know, just kind of these three games all done, you know, much more sexy and delicious and amalgamated into one saucy program. But ultimately, yeah, this was the final Streets of Rage game. Get some of that in your life for ages. This background, I think, is rather dull compared to the first stage of Final Fight. Mind you, they had a year to work on it. I think I prefer the sprites on that as well. Again, that's just early sort of, you know, observations and commentary at the start of this one. But again, I mean, this is the music! So that knee in your groinage. It's a nice parallax, that. Right. Look how big his chest is. Again, it's, you know, it appears that Final Fight is not the only person who's gone to the Rob Liefeld school of drawing bodies in proportion. At least whoever designed these sprites can actually draw feet. And that aren't guns, so we don't know he can draw guns. I can't stay mad at you though, can I, Rob Liefeld, because you co-created Cable with Deadpool. Yoink. I mean, right at the start, I'm just finding like, yeah, I don't know. At the start of Streets of Rage 2, I was more impressed. Maybe it's saving it. It's been years since I played this. Maybe it's saving for a big finale and a whammy. Oh, fuck off, Mulder. Right, so we're outside. As soon as I, you know, kick this, David. Obviously, I got it the same aspect ratio. I would prefer to play it 4:3, but my Retro Arcade Mini JXD Tabletop HD, whatever the doing it is, I got a review on it. I sincerely recommend you check it out. It's a very good unit. Yeah, that will only do 16:9, because it's stupid like that. Oh, look at him! I suspect that that did not much. We didn't have the politeness or manage to stick around till my third punch connected. Sword! Oh, no delay as well. Because of course, fire spitting skills. That's why his belly is large. Oh, and it's gone. It is very satisfying. The controls are easy as time. That's Final Fight. Hey, see that? Just I'm a little bit more graphically impressed with... Oh, look at that. Final Fight 3 in a moment compared to the opening on that. Right, this has got bikes now though. Apple. And that had flowers. Isn't there a bloke on a boat or many blokes on a boat or something? I've got nagging memories. There we go. Not bad for 4 years, is it? The movement patterns of the enemy in this are a little bit more cheeky. Come on then. I wish I had a super whammy hurricane kick thingy like Guy had. Just saying. Yeah, I just find the backgrounds in that in this so far a little underwhelming. I mean, again, we're right at the start, so early days, but yeah. Oh, no. Oh, chin chin. Chin chin shiroo. I wasted that. And that, I need to change the button layout. That's not the game's fault, that's entirely on me. Should have remembered and changed the button layout. Yank. Right. After all these years, Axel, really, you couldn't have gone back to like Kung Fu school and, you know, it's the blokes in the radiation coats. and worked on a few more moves. Some of this. Oh, because you're all lined up, that's right. Yoink. Right. Every time he goes, oh, I keep expecting to end it with Cowabunga, like, you know, Konami's Turtles. Or the Turtles in general, to be fair. Does he just keep going back to the dock? Because it's a very small boat, and then get more mates on. Yoink. Right. Is this where we get a censored version of the boss I just mentioned? Chicken on the floor. Any fighting game. Chicken on the floor, pick it up. You know we're in for a good time. Oi, with a cheeky elbow. Oh, I do like that. Stagger. Oh, I walked in. You can hit punch, punch, walk in. And he balls it up because he has a screen, but you know, maximise your damage. Like that. Plumage. What's the okay thing? Alright, it's getting a bit thin now. That must really hurt in your tight jeans, mate. This one. And it's really ineffective against him. Ow, as you can see. Bono? Is it Bono? Oh yes, please. This is being such a bloody hypocrite on the EU and taxes. You bastard. Telling us all how we should live our lives, but all your taxes, all your money's in an offshore bank account. Sorry. Stuff coming out. I used to love U2 when I was a kid. Now I love U2, but just Bono gets on my tits. Much like most celebrities, particularly during this lockdown, when they become irrelevant and have to remind us or do anything to make themselves relevant again. Because obviously, no one's given a shit about them during it. Look at me with my commentary. Oh look, that's cool. Right, well, hello. Do you know what? I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I know I'm right at the start, but I think there's more of a charm to the characters and the design of the characters in Streets of Rage 2. The music in this is utterly fantastic. But I'm finding the backgrounds a little bit bland, and dare I say, out of these two ones, of this very limited gameplay comparison, I think I prefer Final Fight 3. Again, we're just right at the start. But then, as I said, Streets of Rage 2 is my favourite entry into the series. I don't like the sprites in this, I just find them a little bit too chunky. Anyway, with that controversial roundup, I'd love to know what you think on these two games, or any of the games in these series on these two consoles. Thanks for the arrow, because I wouldn't know where I was going, otherwise would I? And thank you very much for watching. Oh, and I'll see you later.